Hello and welcome to Chargers Talk 4630 podcast. I'm your host, Stacey Mallory, and as always, I do what I do to make this a home where Charger fans can come and get some good content. Thanks to all of you who take a little time out of your schedule to tune into us. And before we get started, if I can ask you to go on to YouTube, go to the search engine and type in Chargers Talk 4630. That's Charger Talk 4630. 3 words. Press the like button, give a thumbs up, hit the bell on the right. And as always, it costs you absolutely nothing to subscribe. This way, you'll never miss a show or podcast. And also, your device, whether it's a tablet, a phone, or computer, it will send you a notification as a reminder that either we are live on the air or we've just released the latest content. And remember, you don't have to just be a Chargers fan because anyone who listens and supports us is always welcome here. Good Tuesday morning to everybody. The last time I did a podcast, I believe it was on Friday of last week. And, I stated the case why the team must let go General Manager Tom Telesco and head coach Brandon Staley. 10 minutes after that podcast was over, they both were fired. Now, we all know football is a sport that us fans all love, but it's also a business. And it's a production-based business. So as long as you're winning and all is well, but if you start consistently losing games, especially when you have one of the most expensive rosters in the NFL, coaches are replaced. I get no pleasure out of seeing people fired, but I want to start off by saying I wish Tom Telesco and Brandon Staley the best as they move to whatever is next in their careers. Now it's time for us to turn the page and get excited about the possibilities of bringing in a head coach who can be a great leader of men with this team and get them over the hump and be the playoff contenders that they should be. Despite of all the rumors out there, I don't know who the Chargers will bring in, but my wishes is for someone who's experienced in coaching in this league at the highest levels. Somebody who has coached playoff games and has won playoff games, who can design and create schemes and formations to put these guys in the best position to have success. It's getting old, keep having a revolving door of young coordinators that come here and get out coached every game. We've seen it with the last 3 to 4 hires. If you continue to make this mistake, the results will remain the same. It's time to give the fans and this team what they deserve, and that's with a coach that will come in here from day one that will bring confidence, respect, and also lay down a foundation with building a winning culture and putting this team in position to compete at the highest levels and start winning those close games that we never seem to win. Now, there's rumors about Bill Belichick and John Harbaugh, to name a few, but I would not be upset if they hire Bill Belichick as long as they have a proven general manager that knows how to draft and hopefully hit more than he misses. As we know, Bill Belichick is the head coach and general manager of the New England Patriots, and the offensive personnel might be the worst in the NFL. Bill Belichick is the one who built that roster and is responsible for how bad it is on game days. We remember when Matt Patricia was his defensive coordinator for some years later, but then he got promoted to head coach of the Detroit Lions. And after that experiment failed, the Patriots hired him back. And then Bill Belichick gave him the offense coordinator's job where Patricia, who was known for being a defensive guy, installed the offense for Matt Jones, who had a decent year as a rookie. But that move, I believe, caused Matt Jones to regress. And now his confidence is shaken and he may never recover from that. The Patriots offense and draft picks on that side of the ball has been a mess. I wouldn't be upset if the Chargers hired him as the coach and he calls the defensive plays, yes. But I think he's great at coaching decisions and adjustments throughout a game, but I do not want him near this offense or to be the general manager. That's just my opinion. Now, if they get Jim Harbaugh, I'm all in on this move. I think it could be a great fit. Jim Harbaugh has a ton of experience in the NFL as a quarterback and a coach. As a player, Jim Harbaugh has never played in the Super Bowl, but he coached in Super Bowl twice. Once as a quarterback coach with the Raiders in 2002 and another as a head coach with the 49ers. He became the first coach in Big Ten history to win 3 straight championship titles. In Jim Harbaugh, the Chargers will have a coach that has the resume as a player and coach that will demand respect. I believe he will be a great coach that players could look up to, and Harbaugh can be firm when he has to be. I believe he can instill toughness and mindset that will bring physicality to both sides of the ball as the Chargers so desperately need this. We need to be a team that's well coached and knows what it's doing at all times. I haven't seen that in a while. So, yes, my first choice is Harbaugh. And as far as Ben Johnson, the last 2 years, he's done a fantastic job with the offense of the Detroit Lions. But I think by hiring Ben Johnson, all this does is continue to reshuffle young coordinators who are not proven as head coaches. And we do not know if he can come in here and be a leader of men and command the respect from the team like a Belichick or Harbaugh. Now, of course, if they hire him, I will root hard for him because he will be representing the Los Angeles Chargers. But I believe with that move, we are going backwards and making the same mistakes we made with the last 3 hires. I have no problem with Kellen Moore retaining his job, and whoever is in charge can have some conversations with Kellen Moore about tweaking some of the schemes and his play calling to fit the strengths of the players with regards to what they do well. This will prevent Justin Herbert from having to deal with a 4th offensive coordinator since he's been on the team. Now, let's just play devil's advocate for a minute. Let's just say the Chargers hire Ben Johnson as the head coach. And let's say Kellen Moore gets promoted to a head coaching job, as a lot of vacancies are projected to be available. And that's a possibility now. So Ben Johnson now is the head coach and in charge of the offense as well. And let's say Robert Saleh gets fired from the Jets and is hired by Ben Johnson as the defensive coordinator. There's so many scenarios that can happen, so we just have to stay tuned and see what the Chargers do. And as far as the general manager is concerned, there's only 2 people I really like. Adam Peters, who is currently working with John Lynch out there in San Fran. We know how great that roster is. It might be the best in the league, and they hit on majority of their draft picks. So that will be a great hire for me. And the second is Ray Agnew, who is the assistant to the general manager, Brad Holmes, in Detroit. The Lions is coming. The offense and defense is vastly improved over the last 2 years, and most of it is coming from having good draft selections. So there's so many things that can happen, and I'm glad the Chargers are in this situation because I think if the right moves are made, we could turn this around pretty fast and get back to winning football, and that includes playoff games and a possible Super Bowl run. So that's all I got for you guys now. That's my opinion on it. Some people are asking me, what do you think? Who do you want? Who do you want to see the Chargers bring in? So that's my feelings on this whole thing. So don't forget, go to the YouTube page if you haven't subscribed. People share this page with a few Charger fans. And also, I have a new podcast coming up called Serious Conversations that's going to start in 2 weeks. It's a great documentary on a person's life. I don't want to give everything away. If you look on the page, I do have a trailer up there giving you little few bits and pieces about what that podcast is going to be about. So make sure that you subscribe to Serious Conversations because that's where it's going to be aired, on that one only. And make sure on here on Chargers Talk 4630 that you press a like, hit the notification button. That way you'll be notified when we're on live or when we're releasing the latest content. Who do the Chargers have this weekend? Okay, so the last 3 teams on the Chargers schedule are the Buffalo Bills at SoFi, the Broncos at Mile High in Denver, and then finishing up the season with the Chiefs in SoFi. And those are going to be 3 tough games. It's all about positioning for the draft right now, I believe. The Bills and the Chiefs and the Broncos are all fighting for a playoff position, especially the Bills and the Broncos are trying to propel themselves to get into the playoffs, and the Chiefs are fighting for playoff position, what number they'll fall under. So those are going to be 3 tough games. As the last game, I believe that a lot of the young guys is all about evaluating what talent that you have right now on this team. So you're going to see a lot of guys where you might have to go on Google and find out who they are by the number that's on their back. And it's all about looking forward. It's all about the future with the Chargers right now. So that's all I got for you today. I'll probably be back Friday or Saturday so we could talk a little bit about how the week went and what's going on with the Buffalo Bills and who's going to start and who's going to sit and all that other good stuff. But listen, things are looking good, in my opinion, for the Los Angeles Chargers. The future looks bright. If they bring in the right people, we have some players on this team with a little bit of retweaking and knock out the draft. This team could be in contention next year. So I'm happy about that. And I want you guys to enjoy the rest of your week, and I'll talk to you soon.